Hi, welcome back to Canard Boulevard. My name is Scott. Today we're flying to Oshkosh. Coming up. So I've been preparing for this for literally months now. They promised us clear blue skies and sunshine, and instead we've got marginal VFR and rain. I'm going to file IFR, but I'm not going to go IFR into Oshkosh because it is VFR there. So I'm going to file IFR to Dekalb, Illinois. We'll land there, fuel up, get something to eat, and then do the last hour VFR up to Oshkosh. I got everything packed into the plane. You can see I got a lot of stuff in there. That is 230 pounds of gear. I've still got 200 pounds underneath my max gross weight, so it's more space than weight. I got to pick up my clearance and get on out of here before the big rain arrives. Today is Friday the 18th. I'm flying up a few days before the show starts on Monday just to make sure that I get decent camping and to avoid the massive traffic that will be coming in over the weekend. So let's get the pre-flight done, get out there, get my clearance, and get flying.
There is almost no wind today, so I'm going to take 27, which is the long runway with the downhill slope, because we're heavy.
I was definitely heavy. This took 2,200 feet for the takeoff roll, the longest I've ever used in this airplane.
Yes, November 7907 Delta Lima on the ground at 1 Gulf 5, looking for IFR departure to the west, coming off runway 27. Cleared to Kilo Delta Kilo Bravo as filed. Is on departure 3000, expect 8000 10 minutes after, 128.25 in the frequency and 7262 in the transponder. Number 1 ready to go now. Runway heading and 3000, not off, clearance void if not off in 5. We'll see you up there. Bye. Get down to traffic, Cozy 7907 Delta Lima departing 27 Medina.
There is a little bit of risk taking off like this because it's wet and I'm heavy, which means if I have to abort for any reason, I have to abort early on and to ensure that I have the braking distance available to me to actually stop. So my abort point is fairly early on this takeoff roll.
All right, we're going to be lifting at 80 knots today because we are heavy. All right, everything is in the green, and release. Airspeed's alive, 30. There's 40. 50. 60. 65, 70, and 75, and rotate. Boy, we used a lot of runway. I wouldn't want to do that in the hot weather. It snows over for VX, and gear up. United traffic, Cozy 707 Delta Lima departing to the west. Cleveland approach, November 7907 Delta Lima 2000 for 3000.
7907 Delta Lima, clear departure, ident, maintain 8000.
Ident 7 Delta Lima, and is that 3000?
7 Delta Lima, climb maintain 8000.
8000, 7 Delta Lima.
5190, turn right heading 320. 7 Delta Lima, ready to contact 3 miles west of the Medina Airport. 797 Delta Lima, proceed on course to maps.
On course to maps, 7 Delta Lima.
My first waypoint, Maps, is actually near Chicago.
I was hoping I was going to get out before that rain, which is why I departed about 20 minutes before my flight plan.
But 350 Golf Bravo, clear and approach, altimeter 3016.
It looks like we're through the worst of it now. We're going to be in the CLAG, in IMC for not insignificant amount of this flight. And anytime over about 6,000, I like to put in my oxygen because I just feel better afterwards. So we're passing through 6 now. I'm going to start it up.
I actually met the founder of Inogen, the manufacturer of my oxygen concentrator, at Oshkosh. That's a later video.
I was getting some weird pitch excursions there on the final part of that climb. I have a feeling it was the rain doing that.
It wasn't the rain, actually. It was the pitch servo. On a recent flight coming back from Canada, I had a little bit of pitch oscillation, so I adjusted the pitch servo gain in the autopilot, and I brought it down a bit to try to stop that oscillation. And what I did was I actually brought it down a little bit too far. When the nose was displaced by turbulence or rain or whatever, it would try to adjust, but it wasn't doing it fast enough, and it would end up with an overrun. It was chasing it, and the excursions were increasing. So when I got to Oshkosh, I adjusted that pitch gain again, just a little bit, so I bracketed in between those two values, and that fixed it perfectly.
I have a 28-knot headwind. My God, can I never catch a break? 28 knots.
392, descend and maintain 4,000. 797 Delta Lima, contact approach on 128.35.
2835, 7 nothing, thanks. Cleveland approach, November 797 Delta Lima, 8,000.
7 Delta Lima, Cleveland approach, altimeter 3017.
3017, 7 Delta Lima. So I have a actually now it's down to 24-knot headwind, and I've pulled the speed back because I'm in rain.
30 approach,
and
altimeter 3017.
I don't want my prop to erode because a composite prop, you can erode it if you're running high speed in the rain. So I've got pulled back to 2100 RPM. I'm only doing 130 knots. And then over the ground, I'm only doing 104. Once we get past this rain, I'll speed up a bit. I can see we're about to go through some more up here. I think that is probably the longest takeoff run I've ever done on this plane. I don't think I've ever had it this heavy before.
407 Sierra Cleveland, ident, altimeter 3016.
I'm glad it was not hot.
And while I'm going in and out of clouds here, the farther west I go, the thinner the clouds get, and the sun starts to peek through, which is exactly what was forecast, so I was glad to see that.
This is really cool. I looked at my phone and it has a new symbol on the top of it. It looks like a little satellite, and it says auto connected to satellite. You can now send and receive text messages without a mobile or Wi-Fi network. I'm part of the T-Mobile beta where your phone sends text messages over satellite networks if there's no ground connection, which there isn't up here. So that's pretty cool. So I just sent my friend a text. So I said, hey, I'm on my way to Oshkosh. I'm sending you this text via satellite. It's the first satellite text I've ever sent. That's not true. I've sent them on my inReach before through Garmin Pilot, but that's pretty cool that I can now do it through my phone.
I thought about replacing my inReach just because my phone can do the satellite texting now, but I think I'll keep it just because it has the helicopter SR insurance. It also sends your lat lon with every message, so people can locate you easier in an emergency.
I've had problems with this iPad in that because I have all this canopy above me, when I get sun on here, it causes the iPad to overheat. So I've got this new screen protector on here. It's from a company called Scooch, and it's got an infrared reflective layer on it, so that all the infrared heat from the sun, instead of baking the iPad, it reflects off, so your iPad doesn't overheat. The problem is, it's super reflective. The one I had on here before was matte, so if there was light and brightness above, you could actually still read the thing. This thing, I can't see anything on it. If I have my canopy open and there's sky above, which is not great, but I guess it won't overheat. But yeah, it means, well, I've got the sun right above me now. It's just starting to break through the thin layer up there. So maybe if I close that, yeah, now I can read it.
Level 5,000 with Foxtrot. Cozy 7 Delta Lima. Reset transponder for me, squawking 3122. 3122, please.
3122 for 7 Delta Lima.
I've always wondered why ATC will sometimes have you reset your transponder. I've assumed that it's because you're moving into their sector and they've already assigned your code to somebody else, I'm guessing. Maybe if you are ATC and you have the answer to this question, leave it in the comments section below, because I've always wondered that.
7 Delta Lima, contact Alpha and approach 132.05. Have a good day.
13275 or 7 Delta Lima, good day.
Or 7 Delta Lima, 132.05, 3205.
3205 is 7 Delta Lima, thanks, have a good day.
Allegiant 995, turn right on.
Right, RNAV 27 is on request. Like to go direct hail if we could.
39 Quebec, Roger. You can make that request with the next controller.
Roger that. 39 Quebec, thank you.
That approach, November 797 Delta Lima, 8000.
797 Delta Lima, stop and approach up on altimeter 3015.
3015, 7 Delta Lima.
In November 7 Delta Lima, I do have an amendment to your route. Let me know when you're ready to copy.
7 Delta Lima, stand by. 7 Delta Lima, go ahead with the amendment.
7 Delta Lima, say again.
Go ahead with the route.
And 7 Delta Lima, I'm putting you back on the route you're on earlier, but you're cleared to Delta Kilo Bravo Airport via direct map, Mike Alpha, Papa Papa Sierra, then Piatone, Echo Oscar November, Juliet, Juliet Oscar Tango, direct.
Okay, cleared via maps, Echo Oscar November, Juliet Oscar Tango, and then direct Delta Kilo Bravo, 7 Delta Lima.
And 7 Delta Lima, actually you can drop maps, so just Piatone, Juliet, then direct.
Piatone, Juliet, direct, 7 Delta Lima.
Moxie 631, contact Chicago Center 134.87.
3487, Moxie 631.
I don't mind that reroute. That saved me probably 20 minutes. So I'll take that. Also, my headwind when I left was, 28 knots if I remember correctly, and now it's down to 8 knots. So we're doing much better in terms of speed and time. And looking out here, I can see that this cloud layer below me is starting to break up. So we may not need an approach into Dekalb. I have a feeling we can do a visual. I think I see out here where it's actually breaking up completely, so that was kind of what I expected, but I was preparing for an approach just in case.
Dekalb was overwhelmed with traffic. Not only the people going in and stopping there on the way to Oshkosh, but a ton of training traffic at the same time.
I'm starting to see more and more airplanes all around. I see one here and he's right down there. And there's another one up ahead who's above me, who I don't see yet. Fortunately, most of the VFR traffic is down below this cloud layer, so I don't have to worry about them, but there's an occasional one up here. Even though I'm IFR, I'm still seeing a void because I'm in visual conditions. And they should call them out to me anyway. This guy should be right ahead of me at 2,500 feet. I don't see him. 25 above me. Be 3 miles ahead of me, 2,500 feet above, directly in front of me. It's telling me, and I do not see him at all. Oh, there he is. All right.
As expected, there were an absolute ton of airplanes flying today.
Look at these cool, smooth, almost lenticular clouds, except there's no hills around here to cause them. So these really cool looking clouds.
ABM 700 contact.
Leave a comment if you know what those clouds are.
Number 907 Delta Lima, cross Piatone at maintain 4,000.
This guy threw me by calling me 907 Delta Lima, which I don't normally hear.
Sorry, was that for 7 Delta Lima?
7 Delta Lima, affirmative, cross Piatone at 4,000.
7 Delta Lima, cross Piatone, 4,000.
Direct XR, Echo, X-ray.
Damn,
Alpha,
I don't know, I'm going to make 4,000.
Romeo, direct.
Yeah, I'm not going to make it. He gave me a 4,000 foot descent, and I was only 8 miles out from the waypoint he wants me at 4,000 by. I'm coming down fast, but there's no way I'm going to make that. Approach 7 Delta Lima is descending, but we're going to be unable 4,000 at Piton. We'll keep going down past.
November 7 Delta Lima, roger. November 810, contact Chicago approach 119 airpoint 35.
And my ears are clogged, coming down so fast. Get rid of my oxygen, I guess. And there's Piton, and we're still at 4,700.
Just give you a heads up, we're planning a visual on the KT.
November 7 Delta Lima, contact Chicago approach on 119 airpoint 35.
119.35, 7 Delta Lima. Approach Cozy 7907 Delta Lima 4000.
Number 7907 Delta Lima, Chicago approach, roger. You can proceed direct to Dekalb.
Direct to Dekalb, 7 Delta Lima. I got sun coming right between the two shades here, hitting the screen and then reflecting directly in my eyes and blinding me. Every time I look down at this iPad.
Number 7 Delta Lima, contact approach 1335.
1335, 7 Delta Lima.
Crew track 417, traffic 12 o'clock, 4 miles, opposite direction.
Maintain 2,400. Let me know if that puts you below the clouds there.
And approach morning, Cozy 7907 Delta Lima 4000.
Cozy 7907 Delta Lima, good morning, share approach. Plan the visual approach to Dekalb, advise the weather and notice.
7 Delta Lima has weather and notice.
Yep. 7 Delta Lima, I got a pair of VFRs for you. First one, 11 o'clock and 2 miles opposite direction, 2,500 indicated. Next one's off here, 10 o'clock, 4 miles northeast bound, 3,500 indicated.
7 Delta Lima is looking. 7 Delta Lima has both traffic.
Thank you.
The reason you see me looking down is that I will look up the traffic on ADSB before looking outside so I know where to look.
797 Delta Lima, turn 10 degrees left. I'll have a descent here in about 3 miles.
10 left, 7 Delta Lima.
797 Delta Lima, traffic appears to be climbing 3,400, turn left heading of 270.
Left 270, 7 Delta Lima.
7 Delta Lima, turn left heading of 240, descend and maintain 2,500.
Left to 240, down to 2,500, 7 Delta Lima.
7 Delta Lima, traffic's above you at this time, turn right heading of 310.
Right to 310, 7 Delta Lima.
7 Delta Lima, go direct to Dekalb, advise when you get it in sight.
Direct to Dekalb and we'll advise 7 Delta Lima. 7 Delta Lima has field in sight, we can go ahead and cancel.
7 Delta Lima, cancellation is received, squawk VFR, have a good day.
Over the VFR, thanks for your help, 7 Delta Lima. Dekalb traffic, Cozy 7907 Delta Lima is 5 miles to the south. We'll be crossing over and joining left downwind for runway 9 Dekalb.
I actually ended up joining Crosswind just because there was so much traffic.
Dekalb traffic, Cozy 797 Delta Lima turning left downwind runway 9, full stop Dekalb.
I'll leave the radio in here so you can hear the chaos of arrivals at Dekalb.
Dekalb traffic, Commander 112 Charlie Alpha is 3 miles northwest left base, runway 9 full stop Dekalb.
Dekalb traffic 24 Bravo, Quebec, section runway 9 via Bravo, Dekalb.
Left base for runway 270, Campbell.
Left base for runway 090, Campbell.
Dekalb traffic, Cozy 797 Delta Lima, final runway 9 Dekalb, full stop, number 2.
If there's any possibility we get it straight in for 9, this is for a check, I'm sorry, straight in for 2, this is for a check ride, Dekalb. Roger that, where you guys are going around runway 9.
Caution, obstacle.
Where are how close to 2 are you?
We are about 5 south, we're just crossing the final approach 6. Still room for 1 or 2 people to land if needed.
Alright, Cozy 797 Delta Lima, final runway 9, full stop.
Campbell traffic, Cessna 6575 Quebec, turning left final for 090, Campbell.
Yeah, and Dekalb traffic, Navy on KT Headwind, left base. Looks like I'm number 2 behind the commander that just came in, and I'll stop short of runway 2. Dekalb traffic, Commander 112 Charlie Alpha, turning final, runway 9 Dekalb.
Everyone's using 9, and there's a poor guy doing a check ride in a twin with a simulated engine out doing an ILS for runway 2.
Dekalb traffic, track 1061, turn to left crosswind, runway 9, keep an eye out. For the ILS traffic, looks like they're downwind. Yep.
So I'm on the ground. I'm going to make sure that I stop short of runway 2 so I don't block the guy on final or interfere with his check ride, and then taxi off.
Dekalb traffic, Baron 345, Papa Golf 3 south, inbound ILS 2, looking for a straight in for runway 2 Dekalb.
So I taxied in, parked the plane. There was a lot of people in here getting cheap gas and, of course, free hot dogs and hamburgers being offered for a donation to the local EAA chapter. Once I had my fill of free hamburgers and cheap gas, it's time to taxi out and fly to Oshkosh.
Dekalb traffic, Cozy 797 Delta Lima departing runway 9, northbound departure, Dekalb.
Apart from generating some revenue for the Young Eagles program, the local EAA chapter, it gives people the ability to stop, rest, get something to eat, fill up with fuel, which is important going into Oshkosh because you don't know if you're going to get up there and then be put into a hold for an hour, 2 hours. It could happen depending on the level of traffic. So filling up an hour away from Oshkosh so you have that fuel reserve is a really great idea, and I recommend people do it.
Okay, everything's in the green. Airspeed's alive. 40.
Dekalb, traffic,
50.
Skyhawk 20437, turning left base for runway 9 at Dekalb.
60. And 70 and 75, rotate. And gear up. Got traffic, Cozy 797, Delta Lima, departing to the north. Takeoff.
So on the flight up, I read the NOTAM over and over again just to make sure that it was really cemented in my mind. I picked up the ATIS. I learned that they are using runways 9 and 36. And listening to the traffic, I could hear that there was a lot of low-level traffic coming in from the west. So I knew that I was either going to be in amongst a ton of little airplanes going very slow, or I'm going to have to take the high route. So that's what I ended up doing, was taking the high route, doing 135 knots. Here I'm coming up on Puckaway Lake to do the Puckaway transition. Garmin added the Oshkosh approach into their database this year, so I had it up on the screen, which really helped with situational awareness. I found it very, very useful and helpful.
V-tail, half mile southwest 5th, rock your wing. Good rock for the V-tail. I need you to slow it up as much as you can. And you're going to get runway 36. You're following that amphib ahead. The spacing looks good right there, so try not to get any closer than that. Go ahead and start that right turn to the east over the road, 1,800 feet, please.
Traffic.
And slow her down as much as you can. Left base, runway 36, monitor tower 126.6.
That Bonanza is who I have been following through the entire transition. They've talked to him several times. They have never talked to me. They've never even identified that I'm there. I don't think they've seen me. In fact, I don't think they saw me until I was right just past Fisk, and they finally identified me as a long easy, which, fair enough, it's a Canard. It kind of looks like a long easy, but I think they didn't see me, and apparently they call that getting Canarded because apparently we're very hard to see from the ground, and ATC has a bingo card, and one of the slots on there is, hey, you got Canarded, so I guess I filled out someone's bingo card.
Once again, the starting point this afternoon is Puckaway Lake. We're starting at Puckaway Lake, proceed to the southwest corner of Puckaway Lake and join the procedure there, 1,800 feet and 90 knots. Plenty of aircraft of similar type and speed to follow along the procedure 1 mile in trail. We're landing runways 36 and 9. 36 and 9. If you get runway 9, it's just going to be straight up the railroad tracks from Fisk, descending down to a dogleg right base entry to runway 9. To get runway 36, they're going to give you a right turn over the east-west road for a left base entry for runway 36.
Now, I did not take the lower route simply because you're supposed to fly at 90 knots, and I can certainly fly at 90 knots, but there are some airplanes that cannot fly 90 knots, and they're on approach in there. If they're doing 60, 70 knots, I'm in real trouble. I can't S-turn behind them, so I took the safe route, I took the high route, which is 500 feet higher, and I fly at 135 knots, and then they'll descend me down to 1,800 for the approach here.
Bonanza 2,300, turn right now for the Bonanza 2,300 over Fisk. I want you to turn right now, start the descent. You can keep that speed, but I want you down at 1,800. I got a long easy behind the Bonanza. Rock your wings if you see the Bonanza. Good rock, go behind the Bonanza. I want you to keep that spacing with the Bonanza. Cessna, half mile southwest Fisk, rock your wing. Okay, I'm going to keep you on that track for just now. The easy, I want you to start the right turn now. The easy, start the right turn now. Keep the spacing with that Bonanza. Bonanza, make sure you got your gear down. You can go ahead, give it another about 3/4 of a mile and slow it down, drop the gear. Easy, follow the Bonanza. Cessna over Fisk that rocked. Turn right now to about a 110 heading. As you roll out on that turn, you're going to see a long easy off your right. He's a little bit faster than you. You're going to fall in behind him. If you got to S-turn just a smidge to get behind him, I want you to let the space build behind that long easy. Let me know if you see him there. It's 12 o'clock now.
Inside.
All right, get the space behind him and let him pull ahead of you. And 36 left. All three of those Bonanza long easy Cessna 126.6. Flight of 2, half mile southwest Fisk, rock. Blue high wing, high speed taxi all the way in. Nice work. Fib 1 mile south, runway 36 left, clear to land, yellow dot.
Yellow dot.
Oh, my go around low wing, can you take the right side?
Affirmative.
Light low wing, runway 36 right, clear to land. You can aim for the green square, put it down on the red square.
Tower 233.
233, tower.
Yeah, we got a flat nose tower. We're going to have to shut down here and get some equipment.
Affirmative, I believe they're working on it. You can shut down at your discretion.
Okay, thanks.
Low wing 1 mile south, runway 36 left, clear to land, put it down on the yellow. VTEL 1 mile south, runway 36 left, clear to land, put it down on the yellow.
He just cleared the Bonanza to land on the runway, so I assume I'm going to get 36 right, which is the repurposed taxiway.
Wind 11011.
Wow, 11 knot quartering tailwind.
Canard 1 mile south, runway 36 right, the skinny runway, clear to land. Put it. You can aim for the green dot, put it down on the red. Correction, the square. Again, Canard, it'll be 36 right with the squares.
500.
Once everybody on the skinny runway is on rollouts, high speed taxi all the way to the end, follow the flagman. Detail, perfect job, left turn, follow the flagman. Low wing over 36 left, you put it down on that yellow, please, thank you.
Traffic.
And tower, Cessna left base, confirm spot.
Cessna 1 mile south of the tower, runway 36 left, clear to land. You can put down the yellow. Detail,
Traffic.
perfect job, left turn, when able, follow the flagman. Welcome to Oshkosh.
Thanks.
Wind 1209er. Nice job, Canard, perfect job. High speed taxi all the way to the end, follow the flagman. Welcome to Oshkosh.
Perfect job! The controller at Oshkosh told me I did a perfect job. I was actually pretty happy with that landing. I was just holding it in ground effect and letting the speed bleed off. I didn't want to add any power, and it just so happened that I had guessed about right, and I ran out of energy just before the dot I was supposed to touch down on, so all I had to do was hold it over the center line, and that was great. I got my home-built camping signs up there, and I also have a sign that says, hey, pavement taxi only, because I don't want to be taxiing this thing on the grass because I will get stuck. And you will see that happen very shortly, because as I'm taxiing onto the campground area, I'm on the grass. The grass is pretty damp and mushy because they had quite a bit of rain. They had inches of rain just a few days ago. And so I'm trying to follow with this guy in here, and the airplane's slowing down. I'm adding more and more power, and it's definitely not moving. So I'm actually go to full power here, and it is just not moving. And I decided, oh, that's it. I'm done. We're going to have to do this by hand.
We're going to have to do by hand.
I had lots of volunteers come over and help push my airplane to where it needed to go. I had some plastic cutting boards underneath the wheels so that they didn't sink in. I was the very first Canard in the camping area, the home-built camping area. So I set up my tent, got my solar panels ready to go, and then tested out my mattress to make sure it was going to work. And that's it for this video. That's my trip to Oshkosh. The next video will be covering vendors, and then we'll also be looking at the air show, and then we'll also have a video on the trip home because there were some very interesting things that happened on that one. In the meantime, if you have any questions, comments, suggestions, anything at all, please leave them in the comment section below. And if you haven't yet subscribed to this channel, you definitely should, because we've got lots of great videos coming up, including all the rest of my Oshkosh videos, and boy, do I have a lot of video to share from Oshkosh this year. That's it. Thanks for watching.